Hello, it's me Millet, and today I want to show you how my pages are turning out in my art journal. It's my first art journal and I have to learn a lot, and I just wanted to show you the progress that I made so far. So this is the first page. Oh, and I watched a lot of different YouTube tutorials and ladies who are doing art journals, and I learned a lot from Vicky, and she's from Greece. I cannot pronounce her last name because it's a little bit difficult. So, but this is the first page. I adhered my page with tissue paper, and then on top of that I made these clouds from structure paste, and then I made a roof out of paper and some kites out of paper, and then these white dots I used gesso mixed with water, and then I used my paintbrush and made some droplets, and then I covered all the page with my multi-matte medium. And then I could use my big brush markers from Faber-Castell. And then you can, have a little bit of the shading. But like I said, I have to learn a lot. And I called it Follow Your Dreams. And this is just some scrap floss. The next page is a page that I don't like that much. I don't think it turned out the way I really wanted it. But that's okay. I just left it in here. And I just wanted to show you as well, because I think it's part of the progress. Here these are some branches that I had in my stash. It's a die, and I adhered the page with pieces of pattern paper. I just had them in my stash and I cut out different shapes, and then I glued it down with multi-matte medium, and then I went along the edges with my Faber-Castell brick brush markers. And then here along the edge I used a stencil and again structure paste, and then these butterflies are a die as well. Yeah, because some of them are paper that I cut out. I don't think you can see that, but as you can see, I didn't do a great job on those butterflies. That's, I think, why I don't like them as much, and I don't like the colors. But, I know that, so learned something, so that's great. This is the third page that I made. It's Home is Where the Heart Is. And then I've adhered some tissue paper again, and then I went over it with some gelatos and with some structure paste. Oh, I think it's whipped speckle, this one, from Faber-Castell as well. And then I just cut out a piece of paper from an older paper pad, so I made it a hill. And again, from the same paper pad, I cut out this house. It's just a whimsical house, and some paper out of an old book. And then again I used my multi-matte medium to adhere it, and then I used my Faber-Castell. And this is a stamp that I had and I cut it out. So that's the third page. And then the last page, something went wrong. So I'm going to explain first what I did. Again, I used my tissue paper, and then I used gelatos and some stenciling I did and some stamping I did, and then I had these two die cuts from a paper pad, and I covered them with glossy accents to make it more like a jar, and I cut out some hearts and I placed them on top of this jar before I went over it with this with my, oh my god, I just said it, well, with this glossy accents, and again this heart as well. And then I called it a jar full of love because I made these hearts to go, it's like they are now inside of the jar, but they are really on top. I left it the whole night open, and then I closed down my book. And then what happened the next day, this piece was glued down on here. So I managed to get it off and glued it again here, but it doesn't, you can see it's ripped. But again, I thought, well, I just left it in there as well. So that's my first page. So now I have already another plan for the fifth page I'm going to do, but I still wanted to show you how far I am. I have to say this is my favorite page. But yeah, and it's even the first page. But yeah. So this is I want to thank you all for watching. This is my art journal, and it's going to be a long way to be as good as you all are, but I'm just loving it, and that's the main thing, I think. So I want to thank you all for watching. Bye!